Welcome to my daily coding tutor YouTube channel. In today's topic, we are discussing on the static in Java. In Java, the static keyword is used to define class level members that belongs to the class other than to any specific instance of the class. It can be applied to variable, method, blocks, and nested classes. The static is used to indicate that a member, like the variables, the method, the block, or the nested classes, belongs to the class other than to any specific instance of the class. This means that it can be accessed without creating an instance of the class. Now let's look at the applications of the static, where the static is being applied. The first one here is the static variable, also known as the class variables. A static variables is shared among all instances of the class. It is initialized only once when the class is loaded into memory. This static variable is used to declare as static. It is shared among all instances of the class. It is stored in a common memory location of the class. It is also useful for constants or variables that are shared across all objects. Now let's look at the example. We have the Java class example. Open bracket, static int count equals to 0 semicolon. Comment, static variable. Example, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Count plus plus semicolon, close braces. Void display count, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. System.out.println, open bracket, count colon plus count, close bracket, semicolon, close braces. The next one here is the public static void main, open bracket, string, open bracket, close bracket, the args or the args, close bracket, open braces. Example, obj1 is equals to new example, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Example, obj2 is equals to new example, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. obj1 dot display count, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Comment, count 2. obj2 dot display count, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Comment, count 2, close braces, close braces. The count variable is shared across all instances, meaning it keeps a common value. Now the next one we are going to look into is the static method, where the static in Java is being applied. The second one is the static methods. A static method belongs to a class and does not require an object to be invoked. It can only access other static members. This method is declared as static, belongs to the class, and can be called without creating an instances. They cannot access non-static members like the variables or the method directly because they do not operate on an instance. Now let's look at the examples. We have the Java class mathUtil, open braces, static int square, open bracket, int num or int number, close bracket, open braces, return number asterisk number semicolon, close braces. Public static void main, open bracket, string, open bracket, close bracket. So have the arg or the args, close bracket, open braces. System.out.println, open bracket, mathUtils dot square, open bracket, 5, close bracket, open semicolon. Comment, output 25, close braces, close braces. The next one is the square. The square, open bracket, close bracket method can be called directly using the class name without creating an instance. The next one we are going to look into is the static block. The static block. A static block is executed when the class is loaded into memory before any objects are created. The static block is a block of code that runs only once when the class is loaded into memory. It is often used for initializing static variable. Now let's look at the example. We have the Java class test, open braces, static, open braces, system.out.println, open bracket, static block executed, exclamation mark, close bracket, semicolon, close braces. We have the public static void main, open bracket, string, open bracket, close bracket, the args or the args, close bracket, open braces, system.out.println, open bracket, main method executed, exclamation mark, close bracket, semicolon, close braces, close braces. Now let's look at the output. You have the static block executed. In the output, the static block executed, we have the main method executed. The static block runs first when the class is loaded. The static block runs first when the class is loaded. The next one we are going to look into is the static nested class. The static nested class. A static class inside another class does not need an instance of the outer class to be instantiated. In this nested class, the nested class can be declared as static. Unlike the regular inner classes, it does not require an instance of the outer class to be instantiated. Now let's look at the examples. We have the Java class outer, open braces, static class inner, open braces, void show, open bracket, close brackets, open braces, system.out.println, open bracket, static nested class method, close bracket, semicolon, close braces, close braces. You have the public static void main, open bracket, string, open bracket, close bracket, args, close bracket, open braces, outer.inner obj or object equals to new outer.inner, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon, obj.show, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon, close braces, close braces. The inner class can be used without creating an instance of the outer. Now let's look at the key point to remember, the key characteristics of the static. A static member belongs to the class, not instances. It is shared among all classes, not instances. The static method cannot access non-static instance members. It is not accessible using the class name. Static block runs once when the class is loaded. It runs once when the class is loaded. The static nested class do not require an instance of the outer class. It does not require the instance of the outer class. It cannot use instance variable or method directly within the static method. So this is where I'm going to stop for today. Thanks for watching our video. Like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye.